Hey guys, Anthony here. Today's video is going to focus on water collection. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an idea of how I would go about doing it. This would be in an SHTF situation. Water has been cut off. The water you have stored in your house or in your apartment is going to need to be replenished, because obviously you're using it for drinking, cooking, washing, first aid, etc. So let's say, for instance, I have in my house 50 gallons of stored water in various containers, and I'm going through an SHTF situation like we had here in 2005 with Hurricane Wilma, and where the water was cut off for several days, and I went through 50% of that, so I was down to 25 gallons, and I was starting to get worried. The water wasn't going to be turned on, and I needed to go replenish it. Well, in my neighborhood, and I'm going to take you there with me on a walk, I'm probably about a block and a half from a lake, from actually two lakes, and I'm about 3 blocks from a large lake that's probably a little bit easier to collect water from. My neighbors across the street are on lakes, but I'm not real close with any of them to feel confident to go through their backyard and onto their property and get water. So I would have to go to a neutral area that's like a public area to fill up my water bucket. And basically this is my plan. I would use a 5-gallon bucket like you see here, filled with water like it is now, with a Gamma Seal lid like you see here, just to keep the water contained. And then I have one of these little, I guess you call them old ladies carts. I used to use this when I had my ministry at the park, and I used to load up all my gear in here, like rubber bands, workout bands, some medicine balls, stuff like that. I think it was about 30 bucks or so. And it's got a little lining in it. And what I would do is, this bucket is filled with water. So this 5-gallon bucket is full of water. I'd cap it off after I collected it. I would roll it, tighten it up, take it, and put it in my little old lady bucket, my old lady bin. And these are those bins, and when I grew up in the Bronx in New York, the ladies used to go to the market with these, put your groceries in them. I actually bought my daughter one up north. She has a small one, and she goes to the store with it and brings it back to her room, her apartment, and there you go. So there's 5 gallons of water in here that I could very easily roll with one hand, keeping another hand free to draw my sidearm if I had to, if I thought somebody was following me or going to take my water from me. And I could push this easily, and I could probably, if I had to, stack another bucket on here, or another 2-gallon bucket, and come back with at least 7 gallons of water from my water collection source. So that's my plan, to get water back over. And then once I get it home, obviously I'd have to process it, pre-filter it, maybe run it through some kind of sand type media. I have the pool shock to clean it up and get it ready for processing. That's a whole nother video. Today's video, I want to focus on what is your plan, how far are you from water, and where are you going to go, and how are you going to collect it and get it back to your place of residence if you're bugging in. Okay, now let's pretend you can't use your vehicle, or if you do use it, you want to be very limited in when you use it. So I would just walk down to the lake at nighttime, probably take somebody with me, collect the water, bring it back, and then process it and clean it, purify it, disinfect it, boil it, whatever I had to do with this, utilizing this cart. It's pretty well made. It folds up nice and flat. I keep it in my garage. It's even got a cover on it in case it's raining out. And I got other things, and obviously you could use it for other, you know, to pick up food, transport. Just a really good, reminds me of the movie The Road, where the guy had the shopping cart and, you know, their life's belongings were in it. So there you go, guys. That's my SHTF water collection plan. There's 5 gallons of water right there that I could take back and process and do it over and over until I had enough in my stocks to get me by. Now another thing I could do is maybe take one of these. This is I think it's a 30-gallon. These are brand new recycling bins our community just added. They just gave out. I could actually wheel this also and fill it with water and take it back and forth. That's another option. And I'll take you down to the lake and show you where I would collect from. Okay guys, here's the name of the cart. It's called the Home Helpers by Parker. I don't know if that's going to help you. I'll try to find a link for it, but this is it folded up. Folds up nice and flat for storage. And then just pops open. You fix your little vinyl covering here and you're good to go. SHTF water collection, guys. What's your plan? Alright guys, we're going for a walk to the lake. I took my ham radio with me. See if I could pick up anything. Right now it's on scan. So this is the first block I need to walk. We'll get to the corner and we'll go to the next block.
Okay. K2HXC, drive safe out there. I'll talk to you in a bit. Toby towards you. Next state, the turn.
Okay guys, I just turned the corner. I just want to show you how actually close the lake is. The lake's right here through these bushes. The problem with this area here is it's right in almost in someone's backyard, even though it's kind of on its own also. This is the yards here. And then this is the entrance to get in to get the water. So I'd actually have to come through here, right where that little bird just flew away. And I could gather some water, or excuse me, yes, gather some water from this part of the lake right here. But again, it's in there's houses right here and here. If I knew a neighbor down that way, I could easily go through their yard and get the water. So I'll take it to the next area, which is about another block and a half away. I also have another opening on that side, right beyond that tree there, where I could collect water as well. So that's 2 areas right there within a block of my house, block and a half. Alright guys, you guys might recognize this path. It's one I go jogging on a lot around the lakes, around the community where I live here. This area is surrounded by these big lakes. I guess they're like retention lakes. This is the one I would come to if the other 2 were kind of off limits due to, you know, people thinking I'm trespassing in their backyard and possible confrontations. And then also I'd like not to be seen at all. And this one here is really lots of areas that are public access. You can see this whole shoreline that I'm showing you here would be all public access. Obviously I'd put my rain boots on and come through here. Now way across the lake there's houses and stuff that are not really, I'd be coming at night. There wouldn't really be a problem. But one of the other problems is, okay, I take my cart, I collect my water through into my 5-gallon bucket, and I load it back on and I take off back home. Now I'm pretty confident I could boil this up, treat it chemically, even with the pool shock. But my question is, and I haven't got 100% answer yet, a lot of these areas are runoff, you know, from houses that fertilize their lawns. Just how much chemical deposits would be in water like this, and is there a way to get rid of those chemicals? Would the pool shock help with that? And would it be harmful? That I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident I can make the water safe to drink once I process it through, boil it up, treat it with pool shock, and then process it that way. Just not 100% sure of the chemicals that are in the water. So this is my plan, my SHTF water gathering plan. I have lakes around my community. They're not too far. I can collect water. I do have a way to do it manually with that little cart that I have, and it would be real easy to do. And I'd like to know what you guys would do, what your plan is, and how far you are from water, or have you even thought of it? So let me know. Again, questions, comments, whatever, let me know. Send me your video responses if you want to make one, and I'll post it up. Thanks for joining me, guys. Take care and stay ready. Keep your plans fresh in your head, and keep thinking about these things, and we keep sharing them on YouTube as a prepper community, and we'll be able to get through any SHTF that happens. God bless and take care. Alright guys, we're attempting to go get some water. We're out of water. We've had a grid down situation now for a few weeks, and so we have our collection bucket, our screen. You'll see when we get down there, we have about a several block walk to get to the lake, and the items that I put in the beginning of the video are what I'm carrying. Okay, so we'll pick up down on the street when we get close to the lake. One of the things that troubles me in this community is that there's about 20,000 people that live here. So my fear is that a lot of people are going to be out roaming about at all hours of the night. So I'm going to have to be very careful in securing my water, getting there, and then getting back safely. So that's one of my concerns. What you want to do is keep watch all in this area here and behind me. Make sure nobody comes up. Pour it in here. It's going to be our pre-filter right here. on this side. See how much we got. Get a shot of that. Water is collected. Now we're going to seal it off. The Gamma Seal lid. We're going to take it back home. Machete. Fishing pole. Okay, that was in real time, so that was about, I'm not sure exactly, I have to go back when I look at the video. You're talking probably 4 to 5 minutes to collect the water. Now, follow the same path we were when we came in. We got a full 5 gallons that we just collected. Important thing, we pre-filtered a lot of the big stuff out with the screen and the rag. So now when we get back to base, back to our location, we're going to finish processing the water. Alright guys, we got the water back to base. We did the whole operation in probably about 25 minutes. I didn't time it exactly, but we know what time we went out, and it's around 7:15 p.m. now, just about sunset. And so what we're going to do is we collected 5 gallons of water in our little cart here, and this is our homemade gravity filter. This is the filter portion in here, ceramic filter, and then it goes down into clean water side. Will filter down through here, drip down through, and then filter into here. In order to process this water, if we wanted, we could take our rocket stove right here. Set this up, wood, and boil our water and filter it, and get it processed that way. That way, a good rolling boil for about a minute, and then filtering. Okay, so processing water during a grid down situation, if you do not store enough and you have to go out and fetch your own, it's not going to be easy. Guys, it's summertime here, you know, you're talking the mid 80s. It took us about a half hour to get the water. It's going to take another hour probably or more to process it, let it cool, and then store it in a container, and then what? Go back and do the whole process over again until we had enough back in our storage to help us with drinking or hydrating, washing, disinfecting, washing ourselves. Water is a key prepping item and the most important thing. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate Number one, that it's physical work to go get it. In a true grid down situation, we would have probably been dealing with hostels, as our community has about 20,000 people that live here. And we probably would have been doing it in utter darkness, just for the sake of safety, rather than while it was still light out. And I took my fishing rod for a reason. This time I wanted people to see me walking to and from the lake with the fishing rod, so if they see me doing it over and over again, they get an idea of, oh, he's just going fishing. But I'm processing and collecting water. Okay, thanks. We're going to check out our water. We didn't lose any on the way here. The Gamma Seal lid worked fine. This little $3 grease splatter screen worked great. This is the 13-inch one. It fits right over the 5-gallon bucket with the Gamma Seal rim on it, as you can see here. And then we used a regular shop towel over the top of that to filter out the big junk out of the water, and it did a pretty good job because this water looks pretty clear. Okay, so that's a lot less debris that'll get clogged in our gravity filter when we do gravity feed this and then boil it. And then we could go one step further if we wanted to and chemically treat it with some bleach, let it sit, go bucket to bucket with it, and then store it in a larger container or smaller 5-gallon or other 5-gallon containers just for clean water. One of the things you want to do is this collection bucket here, this one here, I will mark with spray paint or something that is just for water collection and not to store food in, so I know for the future not to grab the wrong bucket. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys. Questions, comments, video responses, feel free.